Okay, let's move on to the next example for the bottom page of first day of notes. So we look at this, we say, all right, the first question in part A, we say, please tell us f of 3. Okay, now it's very important that you understand what this notation means and what it instructs you to do. We're just saying that, hey, if x is 3, what's the function value? And we say, x is 3, x is 3. So 3 is right here. What's the function value? We look at the point on the graph and say, that it's -4. So you can draw the point. You can write out the coordinates pair. You can say 3 comma -4, and that's why the function value it's -4, -4. Okay. So what point is it on the graph? 3 comma -4. Very straightforward. Okay, very straightforward. And then part B. Now, part B, actually, I want you to pause this video and go ahead, try it yourself. Okay, and come back and check the answer together. Okay, assuming that you have the answer. So when you look at part B, it says find the values of x where f of x is equal to 0. Find the values of x where f of x is equal to 0. Okay, now it's very important that you know what you're talking, what you're speaking, and what you're reading. You are finding the x value. Okay, so one thing I want to make sure is that you do not mistake 0 as an x value. No, that's not. We are trying to say, oh, hey, guys, the y value is 0. Okay, so the y value is 0. Could you tell me the x value when y value is 0? So we look at the graph and we say, hey, where is that? Oh, look at this point. See, this point, it's -5, 0. The y value is 0. Hey, look at this point. This is 2, 0. Okay, so we say, hey, there are 2 points right there. There are 2 points right there on the graph that have the y value of 0. So let's go ahead and say x equals to -5 and also 2. So name these points. So we make sure that we put the coordinates pair when we name points, -5, 0 and 2, 0. Got it? Straightforward. Just make sure that you know how to interpret the notation. Okay, you will hear me saying this over and over again throughout this course. Find the values of x where f of x is -2. All right, so now this time the y value it's 2. So let me use a different color of pen so that we can see that better. So we say, y value is -2. Where is it? Well, I can see the first point right here already. This is -7, not 0, -7, -2. Okay, so x is equal to -7. What else? Oh, right here. This is 2.5. Okay, so 2.5. So we have -7, -2, 2.5, -2, and then we have this line segment right here from 4 to 7, actually, from 4 to 7. So we can just say it's kind of interesting right here. So I'm just going to say 4 to 7 because it includes every single value in between 4 and 7. So we cannot say 4, 5, 6, 7 because if you just say 4, 5, 6, 7, that means you're only talking about the integers and nothing in between. So say 4 and then arrow 7. People understand this. And for the points, we say 4, -2. Just say all the way to 7, -2. That works. Okay, so we have that. Right, hopefully so far so good. All right, now, so let's go ahead and take a look on the part D. It says name the interval where the function this function is decreasing. Now, let me use red color to highlight decreasing. Now, you learned that in algebra 1. So if a graph is decreasing, it should have a downward trend. it goes down. So on this graph, okay, the only portion that's showing downward trend is this portion. So we say, let's see, from where to where? It's from 1 to 3, from 1 to 3. So we say, all right, from 1 to 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, what should we use? Should we use, should we use bracket or use parentheses? Okay, so we say, actually, at 1 and at 3, those are like the endpoints. It's like neither increasing, decreasing, or constant. It's just changing. So we do not include the end values. Okay, so therefore, we use parentheses, okay, on both ends. And by the way, as you can see here, it could be confusing, okay, because we are using the same kind of notation, for points and also for interval. So you must understand the context of the problem so that you know what you're reading. Are you reading a point or are you reading an interval? So 1, 3. Okay, easy. What about the part E? Part E, it says, hey, where is it increasing? Increasing, let's put a more delightful color, green. And we say, hey, it's going up right here. It's also going up right here. So we say, it's going up right here. So it's from -8 to -1, is parentheses, and union. The other interval is from 3 to 4. So 3 to 4, like this. Very straightforward. Okay. Very straightforward. And then we say, hey, part F, can you name the intervals where this function is constant? Constant means not changing. And if you are taking physics or you took physics already, you should be pretty familiar with this. Okay, so so constant means not changing. So the flat portion of the graph. So we say, hey, so the portion that's constant is from -1 to 1, and then also from 4 to 7. Okay, from 4 to 7. Okay, all right. And let's move on to part G, the domain and range of this function. So we talked about domain and range earlier. So domain is the possible X value and the range is the possible Y values. Now, one thing about this graph is that you don't see the arrows on the ends of the graph. So that means the graph will stop here. Okay, it doesn't keep on going, so it stops right there. So when we think about the domain and range, we can take that into consideration. So we say, hey, what's a domain? And we say, can X be everything from -8 to 7? Seems like it covers all the values. So we simply say, hey, from -8 to 7. And since we have closed circle at those ends, we use brackets to express that. And then what about the range? What about the range? Well, the lowest point for this graph for the Y value, it's -4 right here. So we'll say from -4, and it goes all the way to 4 at the upper end, and it seems like it covers every single value from -4 to 4. We use bracket again to cover this. All righty. So that's it. That's it for the first day of notes for this unit 1, okay, on function. So I hope you can review, relearn, or brush up some old concepts, and make sure that you have a good strong start for PreCal. Okay.